Hello and welcome to another episode of Bodied, a Cloud9 Fancast. I'm your host Havokpus, and I'm joined by Frozencreek, who's back.
Hello. I am back from vacation. I had a week of relaxing, and it was only somewhat relaxing, but it was pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just hanging out. I got a bunch of X-Men comics that I've been reading, and they've been pretty great.
Sounds about right. And just like last week and weeks before that and months before that, hell yeah.
My journey is endless, and it is tiring.
How many comics do you have left for X-Men?
My pile is still kind of big. I have like this X-Men book I have to finish, and then like it's a lot. Let's just say like maybe I don't know, maybe like 20 issues or more left, 20 or 30. I don't know. I got like a really big stack. They had to send it in like 2 boxes.
Damn. In any of those episodes, do they ever fight giants?
No, not in those issues.
So they're not giant slayers.
They are not. Though I guess technically they can fight sentinels, which I guess are kind of like giants, but they're robots. I'm getting into semantics at this point.
Yeah, but do you know who can fight giants and slay them?
Who?
Our Wild Rift team, who competed in their first Wild Rift event.
That's right. They beat the Wild Rifters.
Yeah, they summoned their deepest and darkest toxicity, but they still won.
Yeah.
With Tarzan on the team now.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that this isn't like an official roster. There hasn't been like an official announcement. It's important to note that Zello is still, I believe, the only player that is like officially signed to the Wild Rift team. But our Wild Rift roster, at least for these games, I'm not sure if they're going to do it for the whole Giant Slayers event or not. But it's Zello, and then Tarzan, Meals. I don't know if it's Jackie. It's spelled like Jxcki. I'm just going to say Jackie.
Yeah, it's probably Jackie.
Probably in Charm. I know at one point Meals got a pentakill in the match.
On a Kali, is that?
No, on Corky.
Oh, on Corky.
In the first game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just kind of skimmed that game just to see like who was playing. Interesting to note, like for Wild Rift, apparently like your duo lane just goes mid lane straight away, instead of having to like go to the bottom lane and do this whole like boring thing where you have to farm for 15 minutes. Then once a tower is gone, then you swap mid lane. So they just go mid, and they just start out that way, which I think is really interesting.
Huh. Yeah. So bot lane starts in mid, and what is like a mid lane or
yeah, the solo lanes just go to the side lanes.
Solo lane bot.
Like how you do in like pretty much every like mid game of League of Legends.
Yeah.
So they just start out that way, which is like, why haven't we played this way from the beginning? It makes so much sense.
Huh. That's interesting. But games are also much shorter too, so maybe that's part of it.
It could be.
Yeah. So with their win over Wild Rifters 19, they are competing in the first major of the Summoner series.
Yeah.
While we're talking about mobile MOBAs, have you played Pokemon Unite yet?
I have. It's like League of Legends, but it's very stripped down.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
And no one yells at you because there's no chat function.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that, and I haven't been able to be toxic yet, which is probably a good thing.
It's kind of hard to like really tell your team what to do though, because you can't really communicate. So it's just like you're kind of just yelling to like for them to do a thing that they're going to do. Like it's mostly just asking them to like pleading with your Switch not to fight, because that's all they want to do. All they want to do is fight. And you'll go to a lane, you'll be laning with someone, they'll get into a fight, they'll die. They'll run immediately back and just try to fight them again. And it's just like, no, you don't do that. Stop it. Stop. And they just kill themselves over and over again. And I imagine like your Pikachu is like telling you to die because you're you didn't win the game or something, and but you can't see Pikachu like actually say that, so it's okay.
Yeah. I do like it. I've been really enjoying Venusaur, but I've only been able to pick from a few.
I love Venusaur.
But it's a fun game. Yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
So talking about evolving, let's evolve over to World of Warcraft.
These transitions today,
not my best one.
These transitions, you're kind of stretching these out.
Not my best one.
They are competing. There's a new season of AWC circuit play. We beat Shadow Word Chicken, which is the oddest name, 3-0, and then we lost to Method NA 1-3.
There's 2 more group games I think coming up this week.
It's really just the team doing the same thing where it's just like, do you guys want to do Mage, Warlock, Druid? And they'll be like, yeah, we do.
Hell yeah, buddy.
It's the only thing we know to play. Are there other classes? We don't know. Frankly, we wouldn't care. We just really like Mage, Warlock, Druid. The bread and butter, you could say, of our World of Warcraft strategy.
Yep, and that's all they got. But they get at least 2 more chances to prove it, I believe, in groups this week. So
I mean, when it hits, and it you can't really argue against it.
Yeah, exactly. So keep an eye out for that this week. While we're talking about nope, never mind. That transition won't work. Is there anything else in other esports? Have the Spitfire lost again?
I mean, I assume they have. I haven't really looked when they played.
Okay, that's fine.
I think they played this weekend, actually. Hold on, let me see. I have not been keeping that much attention to them. They actually do play this weekend. They play. I think this is like maybe the last thing of the season. Or one of the last. No, yeah. It's getting pretty close to the end, I think. Because I think like the regular season ends in like August, and then they go to playoffs. But this week, your Spitfire are playing against the Toronto Defiant and the Dallas Fuel. I think that the Defiant match is maybe the one where people are saying like, yeah, the Spitfire are going to win a match. It's going to be this one.
We've been saying that for like 2 or 3 months now.
We have.
Yeah, let's hope this is actually the time.
We'll have to see.
All right. Now we can move on to League of Legends, I think.
Yeah.
We'll start with Academy. Now that they finished the regular season, they're starting a playoffs for some reason. So the top 6 teams go to the playoffs, which doesn't sound right. Yes, no, that is correct. So top 6 teams go to the playoffs, I believe, and then the bottom 4 go into one of the last qualifiers for Proving Grounds. Since Cloud9 finished 4th, they are taking part in playoffs. They're playing Evil Genius's Academy on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So keep an eye out for that. The winner goes on to play Team Liquid Academy in the semifinals. So I didn't get to watch any of the games last week. I was on vacation. So
yeah, I think I missed. I missed the Academy games too. But hopefully they have a good run. I know they've been kind of struggling in some areas, but hopefully the team can practice hard, and now that they have just like one opponent to kind of prepare for, they can go in and play a lot better.
Yeah, and since they finished 4th, for some reason they're able to avoid FlyQuest Academy in the semis, which is a big deal. So getting Team Liquid is probably a better shot at making finals, but at this point, I guess the goal is probably Proving Grounds, although I would like to win playoffs too. But I think that's about it for that. I guess we can go on to LCS.
Yeah.
And they're 2-1 week.
I was right again, Frozen. Much like a psychic or an oracle of sorts.
That's you.
I predicted that we would lose to Evil Geniuses because they apparently are kryptonite.
Yeah. We have a few Kryptonite teams this year.
A few, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
My biggest issue is why do you keep picking Varus? Like, it has not worked almost at all throughout the whole split. Like, we've only maybe won maybe one or two games with the Varus pick. Every other game I've seen, we've just not been able to do anything with. Like, he does no damage. He takes so long to get items to which he can do damage with. So it's just... There seems to be no incentive other than, oh, well, your cooldown on your ultimate is really, really, really short. So as soon as you use it, it's kind of back up, basically. That seems to be the only incentive. Just short cooldowns. Like, he does no damage, and he offers really nothing out of that. Especially during the match, when you're using your ult on the, like, stopwatch opponent that's not going to do anything on. So it just sort of begs the question, like, why are you continuing to use a pick that you've failed on, like, multiple matches in a row?
Yeah, it was a weird draft overall. I don't hate Varus. He lanes well into everyone, basically. And if you can play it right and get set up at objectives early, it's really not that bad. I really felt that the Yasuo last pick was a little bit troll. They maybe could have grabbed a Gragas support rather than Leona, so then you have another knockup.
Yeah.
But you're picking it into a Twisted Fate.
No, yeah, like Perks isn't really going to touch Twisted Fate.
Yeah, so it's a team that has a stupid amount of appeal with Thresh. They have a Twisted Fate who can stun someone, and then Anaphelios who is okay being dove on because he is somehow a good champion at getting dove on. I'm not quite sure why.
He just doesn't have any mobility, so Aphelios is really easy to dive because he has no escapes. Especially if he doesn't have his purple gun, so he can't like kite with the slow and then root you to kind of run away.
But he does a good job if he's getting dove on, like with his what's it called, his short range gun.
Oh yeah, the chakram. If he does the chakram red gun combo, I can't remember what the red gun was called. If you do the
Graviton?
No, Graviton's the purple gun, and Infernum's the blue gun. I can't remember what the green and the red gun are called. I just call them my colors because it's easier.
Yeah.
But if he has like the white red gun combo, he just puts out such high damage output. Because you press your Q, and you have the pistol ability that heals you, and it hits him really fast, and then you stack up a bunch of chakrams, so then you switch the white gun, and since you have like just all of these like discs around, you're constantly just doing even more damage. So it's just like really high DPS output. That's like at his like maximum. So that's partially why. I remember when he was first out, it was like the most OP thing ever, and everyone was just like, "This is the stupidest thing."
Yeah.
But yeah,
and like, it was just a weird draft, I guess.
Yeah, I don't agree with, like, we always seem to pick Varus into other tools that want to just dive and go in. It just seems kind of counterintuitive to me to have this one damage source that's pokey and can't really do these all-in team fights when literally every like 3/5, 4/5 of your team is dedicated to, we are going to dive and all in. So it's just, you just don't have that extra damage source that you could probably use to just blow someone up. And then, like I said, there's stopwatch exists, which makes it even dumber when you're trying to go all in on someone who you can't even hit.
Yeah. I feel like Azaya would have been good here, but it was a weird draft. I really didn't think they played all of that cleanly either, which hurt them too. But I was disappointed to watch them lose because a W here would have gotten us possibly a bye.
It would have gotten us third for sure.
Yeah.
And I was really more just upset at that it's just like you really didn't learn from any of your mistakes, and you once again lost the evil geniuses by like pretty much doing the same thing you've been doing.
Who's surprised?
Yeah.
At least in top after he got nerfed.
Yeah.
Although he can proc Yasuo ult too with his kick, I believe.
Yeah, so he can.
That's probably why. I don't know. It was just kind of a troll draft.
Yeah. I will say they played a lot better in the Dignitas and Team Liquid games. The Dig game
draft better.
The Dig game, it was probably the cleanest that I've seen from them in a while against like a not like just absolute bottom tier team. And
I think it was fortunate they played cleanly, because if that game got to 25 or 30 minutes, Cloud9 had no damage to kill 2 tanks and 2 bruisers.
Yeah, I think that it's great when that works out for you, and you're able to cut through all that. It's weird that we don't prioritize stuff like Ziggs or Aphelios. Like the Team Liquid game, I think, was maybe the first in maybe this whole summer, like the first in a long time. No, we played it before, but Sven didn't have like a Thresh, I think. I can't remember. But it feels like this is like the first time that we're like, hey, here's Sven, here's Aphelios. And it's like, okay, great. Why did you literally not do this in any of the other games where he was strong?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's like they're quote-unquote saving it for playoffs or not, but it is a good pick, and there aren't like really any super OP ADCs right now.
No,
so
the bot lane is pretty.
The
bot lane is pretty
weird.
It's kind of weird. Like you have Aphelios, and then like he's like, of course he's gonna do stupid amount of damage because he scales and he just does a lot. But then it's like, okay, well, who's left? And then it's like, well, Ezreal and Varus and Kalista, they all do about the same level of damage, and I guess Xayah too, and that's kind of, I don't know, like bot lane's kind of weird. Like
Draven sometimes.
I haven't seen a lot of Draven. Has there been a lot of Draven?
I've watched, if I watch other games, it's generally LPL, and I've seen it a few times. Okay.
I haven't watched the other regions, so I don't know what the other. I haven't been keeping up with them.
Yeah, I didn't watch any LCS last week, and besides probably the last 2 or 3 weeks, besides Cloud9, so I'm not totally sure what's showing up a lot.
Yeah.
But Kalista, Varus, I did see at least one ADC Varus rather than a poke Varus, which was nice.
Oh yeah.
So I'm curious if that's gonna come back, because I like to play attack speed Varus a lot. He's super fun that way.
Yeah, it's a lot more enjoyable. I think I guess moving on to the Team Liquid game, I have really mixed feelings about it. Like, it's great that we won. It's great that we were back to kind of the aggressive, we're gonna fight you guys early and often. And that was the kind of the look that's like, hey, this is where Cloud9 looked really strong and we were like doing really well. But how we executed some of these tower dives and some of these team fights were not together. Like
yeah,
I was really questioning why Blabber in Perks were constantly wanting to tower dive when it's like, you guys don't have to tower dive. Like you push them off to the objective, just take the plate, take the tower. I don't feel like having to constantly dive is really the way to go, because Jensen got really fed. At one point he was like 8-1 and like 8-1. Like they gave him like a stupidly insane amount of like gold early on, and I think really it was on TL's and Jensen's part to just fail to execute what they fed Varus, or not a Varus, in Azir,
Yeah, they didn't have like a really good Azir comp either, which helped.
No, yeah, like having like Jace in your top lane and Ezreal, like it's not a lot of follow-up damage to go on. Like Jensen was always the one that was like last, because like he did a lot of damage and he was staying far back where everyone else died because they had to be farther up. And I think that we executed the comp really well. Like Fudge played well. Sven was like Sven's ending score was 11-2 and 3. Perks was 3-3 and 13. Blabber was 2-2 and 14. So like it was more the old Cloud9 that we want to see, but at the same time I was really questioning their decision a lot with why are you diving here? Why are you constantly, why dive here? Why are you picking this skirmish and a choke point where Azir is going to do a bunch of damage to you? They got aced, I think, once or twice when you really shouldn't have been fighting in general, and I don't know why you choose to do that. It was a really mixed bag for that game. It was kind of a sloppy W, but it was a W nonetheless.
Yeah, I feel like they executed it the correct, or they played the comp the right way. They just didn't execute it that well.
They definitely played it the right way. They played around all of their tools how you would want to play it. And I think also Sven getting that pen kill at the end was actually pretty sick.
It was icing on the cake.
Yeah, but hopefully going into this Sunday, and the match starts at 4 Eastern. We're gonna be playing Team Liquid in the quarterfinals, or the upper
again,
the upper
up to
quarterfinals.
5 more times. Yeah.
So I think it seems like we've figured out. I believe we're 3-0 against Team Liquid in the summer season.
Yeah, we
think so.
Maybe lost to them once in the regular season overall. I'm not sure.
I think
I would have to look.
I can't remember.
I think we 3-0. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we 3-0 them this.
I think that
summer.
I think that out of all the teams that we play, there are middle of the pack or up. I think, in this playoff bracket, I think Team Liquid is the team that we have most figured out. Like, we understand, like, absolutely. Yeah. Here is how Team Liquid draft. Here is how they play. Here is how you counter that. I think they just understand Team Liquid inside and out on what's what. And so I think that'll be, I think we should win that game. And we can.
I think so too. I think that's like a 3-1 game.
Yeah. What are your prospects on the overall playoffs? Because I'm not as confident on our overall playoff performance.
Our route to getting third place, I think it's there. I think in a best of 5, we can beat Evil Geniuses and 100 Thieves. The biggest question I think going in is, can Evil Geniuses hold it together for best of 5 in like semis or when world chances are on the line. Yeah. But I will like to point out, at the beginning of a year, I said EG was going to Worlds.
Oh, did you?
I did. In our season preview of some sort.
Well, you may have been a prophet after all, Frozen.
I'm putting that out there. I said that once they got Impact, but I think the biggest question in playoffs right now is Reaper going to pull in another C9? Not like C9.
I think I get what you're getting at, and more like his drafts kind of implode, and he tries to get too creative
in playoffs. Yeah, he outbrains himself in playoffs quite consistently, and that's something we saw for like 3 years straight, where we lost in finals a few times. But saying that, if you make it to finals, that's a world spot, so that's big for him.
Yeah, that's all you really need to do. I think personally my issue. Sorry, should I? You can finish.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
No, you go.
I was gonna say personally, my issue is just that with our really inconsistent play and us for the whole summer really just trying to figure out what to do. I'm not confident. I think we beat Team Liquid, but then who do we have to face next? We have to face against TSM, which has looked like a much better team. And I'm not sure if we beat them in a best of 5. So we go down to the losers bracket. Who do we have to face then? We'll probably have to face 100 Thieves or EG next, and we've had a really tough time playing against them as well. So if playoff perks and the playoff buff and C9 being more prepared and more ready and all this junk, if that's going to happen, like it needs to, because they're going up against teams that they have consistently struggled and like lost to in the regular season, So the time is now. Like, if you're going to beat TSM, if you're going to beat EG, if you're going to beat 100 Thieves, the time is now for you to kind of do it,
Yeah. I think if you look at the top 5 playoff teams, Cloud9 probably has the highest ceiling. But saying that, we have not been playing near that level yet, and finishing 4th is probably about correct.
Yeah.
If you you look at the whole split, but I think if we were to play our best League of Legends, like we can easily beat all 3 teams above us.
No,
but
yeah.
It's just a matter of
at our
doing
best,
that.
and if we were consistent, C9 is one of the best teams in the LCS. The issue is having them get back there and then being consistent about it.
Yeah, and that's been the biggest issue so far for us. I think even if TSM is at their best, we can still beat them pretty easy, like a 3-1, 3-0 thing. It's just a matter of what have they been showing on stage up until this point. Like, is that their best, or do they still have one more gear to shift into? Because if they can step up, we can get a 1 seed going into Worlds. But I think we're more likely to sneak in at 3 than get 1.
I think the key would maybe be get Blabber on something he's comfortable with. Don't put him on Diana. Don't put him on these AP junglers. Don't put him on Rumble. Just give him Olaf, give him Volibear, maybe Xin Xiao.
Or Xin Zhao. Even Graves is viable.
Or Viego, even, maybe.
Or
give
Viego.
him something that allows him to interact with the team and do things early. Give perks like a LeBlanc or something. Something that he can lane well with, but at the same time just not int his face off. And for God's sakes, don't pick Varus. I swear, if you pick Varus, you're losing that game. Just out of historical data.
I would not be surprised to watch Cloud9 first pick Varus against Team Liquid.
God, no.
Or not first pick, but pick Varus against Team Liquid in game 1.
I really don't want to see the Varus, but I think the main things are just stick to your strengths. Like a lot of C9's play this split has been like they have strengths that that work well with them, but they're refusing that because either they want to try out new things, or it's just, well, all the other teams are playing this, so we have to play this when it's clearly not working. So I think that the best way to do that is just meta may be meta, but I think if you stick to your strengths a bit more, things will go a lot easier.
All right, so how do you see playoffs going?
Well, like I said before,
I want like concrete predictions.
Concrete predictions. I think we beat Team Liquid. I think we lose to TSM, and I think whoever we face, whether it's Evil Geniuses or 100 Thieves after their match, in the upper quarters. It'd be upper quarters. We'll lose to one of those teams in the lower bracket. Just how we've been playing and how we've been playing against those teams and everything, I'm just not confident in our skill, in our team to just throughout the whole thing to be consistent enough to play well and to go deep into this bracket and get 3rd place at the least. I think there's a possibility they can do it, but with how inconsistent they've been and how much they've struggled with everything, I'm just not personally confident.
I'm in the mind where we're either going to get 3rd or 1st. I'm not sure there's a team that can beat us in finals if we were to get there. But it is tough because TSM has our number, EG has our number, 100 Thieves has our number. But I think we can beat Team Liquid first off the bat. I think we lose to TSM in the next round. So we would fall down to play the winner of EG Dig versus Immortals. We would probably win that game against Dig. Then we would go against either 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, or Evil Geniuses, I believe. And I think we could beat Team Liquid or 100 Thieves there. And that would give us a chance to play for Worlds against TSM, 100 Thieves, or EG. And I think as long as it's not EG, I like our chances there too.
Yeah, EG is definitely like one of the teams to ignore or avoid just because we've had so much trouble with them.
And they're super hot right now.
Yeah.
But I think in the second round playing TSM is not ideal, but if we play them in finals, we can beat them. I just think that our experience outside of Fudge is just too good to lose. And I feel like our peak is higher than in anyone else. And if we make finals, then we're playing really well. So that's my state of mind right now. But I don't know. I'm trying. I think third place is probably third and fourth are the most likely finishes for us. But I don't think first is out of the realm of a possibility. Honestly, I think this first game against TL is going to be tough too. And even if we lost that, like our run doesn't really change all that much. We'd have to go against Golden Guardians, which should be a win. We'd have to go possibly against Hunter Thieves or EG, which we can still win. Then we might end up playing TSM or EG. We can still win that game, but it's going to be interesting. If we win on Sunday, we don't have to play till next weekend. If we lose, we will be playing during the week to play on the weekend again. So I assume we will be back before playoffs again, but I guess we'll just have to find out on Sunday. So.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take it a game at a time and just see what happens.
Yeah. Yep, that's where I'm at. I'm hoping for a 3-1 on Sunday. My guess is that we're gonna pick Varus in the first draft, and we're gonna lose. And then we're going to win three in a row. What do you think for Sunday?
I think it could be 3 or 3-1. I think just how
Pick one.
No.
Pick one.
3-1.
Yeah, I have a okay. 3-1. That's a cop out.
I like to give wiggle room.
All right. And anything else for this week?
No, I don't think so. I think that's about it.
All right, then we will see you guys
next week.
Maybe same time next week. Maybe a little bit earlier if we are playing during the week. So we will see you guys next week.
Yeah. Later.
All right. Bye.